Guys, I got a new job at Zaxby's. And it's fucking lit. I don't work at no fucking Zaxby's. I'm tired of fast food. But anyway, no guys, I don't work at Zaxby's, sadly. They would probably love me, and I fuck with their food. It's pretty good. However, I got a story about a place I did work at once again. This one is about my factory experience. Now, the job was kind of like a factory, kind of like a warehouse. I mean, I guess they mean the same thing technically when it comes to a job like this, but it had to do with like foods and all that stuff. My job was tedious. I'm gonna get to that. It all started when one day somebody told me, hey man, you should work here. I made it my business. I made it my dream. I had full intentions on working here, right? So I did it. I walked in, hey, y'all niggas hiring? White lady on the phone is like, yeah. What's up? Sign here. I'm just filling out paperwork and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I get a job very quickly. Then she says, okay, how soon can you start? I joke around, I'm like, well, today if you let me. Okay. Oh shit, what do I need? Just a white t-shirt, khakis, steel toes. So I'm like, fuck, I don't want white t-shirt, khakis, or steel toes, okay? Where would I get these things? Hypothetically speaking, I mean, you know, I got some of that stuff at home, but you know. She's like, I'll just go to Walmart. So I spend a check at Walmart. I come in feeling like the man when I walk through. Like, I'm like, yeah, I got a new job. Fuck you, McDonald's. Fuck you, KFC/Taco Bell. Fuck you, Zaxby's, even though I never worked there before. So they have me in this room. They're like, oh, you guys got it made. Like, you have it made. Because this room is the coldest in the building. Okay, cool. Even though I don't really like it when it's cold, you know, I'm like, cool, you know, I'll be in here. See, this is when things get sketchy. Because I was hired on with a couple other people through the door. So we go in the room and I hear the loudest person and I'm like, what's going on? There's a short guy, loudest ever. I just want to kind of give you a brief description of the loudest guy in the building. If he was standing up in my face right now, my hairline would be at his chin. Like, he is very fucking short, built like a fucking thumb on everything. Like, he is a thicker thumb though. Like, he is wide and he has no fucking neck. Every day there would be this girl to come in and talk shit about this guy. She would be like, don't be mad at me because you use Head and Shoulders. I would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Immediately it clicked in my head that his body was only head to shoulders to the rest of his body. Now I fucking rolled. And he would be like,
what the hell are you talking about? I know that's right. Girl, you a fool. You a fool, girl. Ain't that some mess? That's some mess right there, girl. No, she did. Sure did. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. Girl, stop.
I would be laughing so hard. And she started singing head, shoulders, knees and toes. It was the most childish but funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. I had to grab a snack. But anyway, machinery is going on. It's like beep, all kinds of shit going on. And all I hear is ah. I'm like, okay, gotta go this way because he that way. But they sent me straight his way. He immediately asked me out of two people, who wants to be trained first? I look at them, they look away. And I'm like, don't say yes, don't say yes. But my mouth said, yeah, me, go ahead. So he's like, good, you got the easy job. Then I'm like, fuck yeah, fuck y'all, everybody, fuck it. This easy job was to cut open a box, dump nuts on a conveyor belt for hours. Nuts and cranberries on a fucking conveyor belt for hours. My back, my feet, My life was hurting. They're like, you know what, you look tired, man. Why don't you go help this guy stack off outside? Okay, it's cold as fuck in here anyway. I go outside, there's a guy. They're like, hey, can you train him to stack off? They mean to like stack boxes full of stuff on top of each other so it can be wrapped up. That's when a guy on a forklift will pull up and just pick it up, you know, take it away wherever he fucking takes it. So he's training me how to stack. He's like, look, the little boxes you take, maybe 2 or 3 at a time, you stack them like this, like this. So I'm starting to get it. I'm like, okay, simple enough. 2 different boxes are coming through on this little conveyor belt. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm doing my thing. You know, I'm in my own world, sweating like fuck. So I was like, damn, I wish I was back in that room. But then again, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather stack this shit than pick up a heavy ass box of cranberries and dump that shit on fucking. You just don't know. They were so kind of sticky.
Dear God, how my hands would get kind of sticky.
Anyway, the whole time I'm stacking this, I'm starting to notice that this guy is kind of fucking weird because every time I look, like I'm stacking, I look over and he's fucking staring at me with his tongue out. He's holding like a big ass box in his hand, just holding it and looking at me, just staring at me real weird, like with his tongue out. And if sometimes I look away like, oh my god, I shouldn't have caught him looking at me like that, like, you know what I mean? But some people just get embarrassed. But I noticed that he doesn't turn his head when I look away that fast. So I'm like, you know, I pick up another box, stack it, and I look at him again. And I keep looking this time. And that's when he's like, oh no, shit, you know. He kind of fakes like he snapped out of it. So I immediately think this nigga's retarded. Like, he's missing teeth and everything. I guess he stuck his teeth. I mean, I guess he stuck his tongue through the gap of his teeth. Like, because it was weird. Like, he had no teeth in his mouth. And maybe that's why he couldn't keep his tongue in his mouth. I don't know why he was staring at me with his tongue out. Like, that shit was weird. So they're like, go on break. I take a very dreadful 20-minute break because they don't last. It is the longest walk ever to the fucking break room. The shit takes almost a good 7 minutes just to get to the break room so you can eat. So really the breaks aren't really, you know, all that long. So I go on dealing with this shit for a good 3 weeks and a day. So it was on break where I had to realize this shit. I was sitting on break watching the sun set. These were 12-hour shifts, if I didn't already, you know, say that. And I thought to myself, I wonder if my manager took me out of McDonald's system. I said, hey, you haven't taken me out the system yet, have you? She was like, no. Why? I was like, I'm coming back. She was like, oh, you don't like that shit, huh? And I'm like, no, I don't. So that was that. And I told my supervisor, look, man, I love it here. I just love it. But it's my last day. And he was like, man, I hate to lose you, man. It's crazy, man, you know. But yeah, like, is there anything I can like have you doing like that you might like? Nope. I mean, I like it here, but no, I'm not gonna be here. The way I left, I remember it like it was yesterday. Young Rich pulled up. I took my shirt off. He let down the window. All you heard was, "It do not matter." Turned to a savage, pocket that fat. Lil was just bumping. I hop in the car and I roll the window up as I leave that motherfucking place and never ever return. I haven't been back since. Those were some fucked up days, actually. I felt like a slave. Worst job ever. Don't get one. Don't get a warehouse job. Don't get a factory job. Unless you're like a technician or, you know, maintenance person or sanitation. Be a fucking janitor. Anyway, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'm out.
Unlike the rest, should I regret not getting rest? Feeling pathetic, but why did I let it? It's only a thought, and this life is a test. If I get too distracted, I'll be out of time, but that calls for you to be out of my mind. And I'm